What is up, all my fellow wrestling addicts out there? It's me, your buddy Nessa, better known as GreatLove91 on Twitter, and this is Squared Circle Addicts. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new to the channel, hello! Make sure you give me a like or dislike depending on how you feel at the end of this video, and if you like what you see or what you hear, please subscribe and turn on those notifications, that way you know every time I post, and I'll be here. For today's video, I took it to one of my friends who gave me a suggestion, so I'm going to give you guys his suggestion and give my thoughts on it. This comes from Paulie G, better known as MMA Meltdowns here on YouTube, where he gives fight breakdowns for like fantasy booking. So if you're into that sort of thing, I will put his channel link down below and you could subscribe. His question to me was what I think of a possible Lars Sullivan versus Brock Lesnar feud or program in the future. Let me just start off by saying that if you guys know me personally, you know that I'm not necessarily the biggest Brock Lesnar fan. In fact, the only time that I've ever liked him was in early 2000s when he first debuted as the next big thing. Other than that, though, I don't particularly like him just because he has a lot of entitlement, and of course, you know, he was the Universal Champion for such a long time and essentially never did anything with it, in the sense of he only competed on bigger name pay-per-views like SummerSlam and WrestleMania and I think maybe Survivor Series, but other than that, you never really saw him, and it was really annoying because, in my opinion, if someone like Ronda Rousey can do house shows and work regular Monday Night Raws and work the regular pay-per-views, then I don't see a reason why Brock Lesnar shouldn't be obligated to do that, just because in my opinion, Ronda Rousey is a bigger household name than Brock Lesnar. I feel like if you went to random strangers on the street, it's more than likely that more people would know who Ronda Rousey is as opposed to Brock Lesnar. So yeah, I don't really like the guy. As far as Lars Sullivan, you know, I watched him when he was in NXT, but to me, he never really did anything that stood out to me that's like, this guy is awesome. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's huge as far as like physique-wise, but nothing other than that stood out to me. In fact, I can't even think of a notable match that he's ever had. The only match that comes to mind is the NXT North American ladder match that was at an NXT takeover, but even then, I don't think he did anything per se that made him stand out. I think it was just his counterparts. As far as him on the main roster, he's currently working SmackDown. I don't even know who he's feuding with, if anybody. I know he's beaten up Kurt Angle, he's beaten up the Hardy Boys. I know that he was supposed to make his debut a while ago, but due to his mental health issues, that was pushed back. I know that on Twitter, people found problematic tweets from him where he used homophobic slurs, and he also was trying to excuse rape, like trying to make rape okay, which to me is like a big red flag, especially for WWE, so I don't even know why he's still there. So for me personally, I would not be interested in this feud. It would be something that I would just turn off the TV for, or if they're wrestling, I would go use the restroom for it. I just don't see this working. I mean, I get it in the sense of like big guy versus big guy. Maybe that's the only marketability standpoint that you could, you know, work from. But it just doesn't make sense to me, especially because I don't necessarily know how he is as far as promo skills go, as far as being on the mic. And then, of course, you know that Brock Lesnar can't cut a promo to save his life, which is why he has Paul Heyman. Another reason why I don't necessarily think that this would work is because they're both heels, they're both bad guys, and usually the WWE doesn't do heel versus heel, they usually do heel versus face, and I can't see neither Brock Lesnar nor Lars Sullivan being a face within the company. So, I mean, sure, it might happen, but I think if it does happen, it's going to be in the long distant future. Again, as much as I don't like Brock Lesnar, I don't think Lars is ready for someone of Brock's caliber. I think they would have to build him up as a threat a little bit more before they would do something like that. But I mean, hey, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm fine either way. I am of the belief that I just wish Brock Lesnar would go away. I don't want him in WWE. I don't want him in MMA. Those are two things that I love very much, and Brock Lesnar has always given me this feeling of he thinks he's better than everyone. And sorry guys, but I don't enjoy people like that. It makes it hard for me to root for them. So again, to answer Paulie G's question, no, I am not interested in a Lars Sullivan versus Brock Lesnar feud. But like I said, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll live either way. Let me know what you guys think. Would you be into this? Or are you like me and you would think that this would just totally be like, no, totally boring, snooze fest, bad idea for WWE? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And like I said, if you're interested in MMA breakdowns and MMA fantasy booking, I will leave Paulie's YouTube down below. And I also wanted to let you guys know that the Squared Circle Addicts podcast is now officially on the Apple Store, so you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts. So now it's on Google, now it's on Spotify, and now it's on Apple. So yeah, if you guys want to listen to the podcast, be sure to do that. I think my next podcast episode is going to be a Money in the Bank prediction video, or not video, but podcast. And if I'm lucky and if it all works out, I'm going to have a special guest on that podcast. And then as far as videos go, the next video for this channel will be posted on Friday. But until then, guys, you take care, stay happy, stay safe, but most importantly, stay addicted to the Squared Circle. Enjoy Monday Night Raw, and I'll catch you guys soon. Later.